Good day, medical missionaries. Thank you guys for supporting us today. From the Start Now acronym, I will be doing T for temperance. What is temperance? Is it moderation or is it abstinence? Is it a balance of both? Let's explore. Temperance defined. The Merriam-Webster defines temperance as moderation in action, thought, or feeling, restraint, habitual moderation in the indulgence of appetites of passion, moderation in or abstinence from the use of alcoholic beverages. But I think we should all agree that it's moderation of the unhealthy things. The Apostle Paul encourages us to be temperate in all things. 1 Corinthians 9:25. When we look at Galatians 5:22-24, we see that temperance is of the fruit of the Spirit. And if we are in Christ, our fleshly lusts will subside and make way for all the fruit of the Spirit, including temperance. And it reads, "For the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with affections and lust." So we lust not after the fleshly things, after we have gained the fruit of the Spirit and Christ is in us. The definition continued. One writer puts it simply as the complete abstinence of that which is unhealthy and moderate use of that which is healthy. Of course, you would say, why abstinence from the unhealthy things? Why? Because it is unhealthy, of course. And why indulge in something that could potentially harm you or could even cause your death? And also because most unhealthy things are very addictive. We will take a look at a list of those things later. Moderation is key. Why is moderation key? Because we know that too much of a good thing is bad for you. For example, too much of sun can cause skin cancer. Too much of sun at a certain long period and at a certain time of the day could cause skin cancer. We also know that too much water could be toxifying to the body. The good thing about the healthy things in moderation is that it don't have an intolerable grip on you. It keeps you satisfied for a long time and keeps you wanting more, but it does not keep you at a point to your knees where you have to have it or you will die. To preserve health, temperance in all things is necessary. Temperance in labor, eating, and drinking. 2 Peter 1 says, and to knowledge, and to temperance, patience, and to patience, godliness. So all things that we do, when we're patient and temperate, we know that we will be more like Christ. The largest part of the brain, the yellow section we're looking at here, the frontal lobe, it's called the frontal lobe, and it plays a crucial part in our everyday decisions and how we look at things and what causes us to be, allows us to make certain decisions. Like it said in its name, it's located in the front of your head, right behind your forehead. It is the key rationale to moral and ethical decision-making. It defines our character. It also regulates in interpersonal relationship and social situations, which includes happiness, gratitude, satisfaction, as well as certain things as anger, jealousy, pain, and sadness. This section of the brain contains our spiritual nature. It is a reason why Satan constantly tries to destroy or cloud this part of our brain. It also defines our thinking and our speech and our language production. Our spiritual nature, whether we trust in God and his loving mercies, also takes place in our frontal lobe. As you can see, the frontal lobe helps in our critical thinking. It's the part where intelligence takes place and our personality takes place. It affects, can the frontal lobe be damaged by our everyday activities? The answer is yes. It, in essence, will affect us to know who we are. According to Neil Nedley, the answer is definitely yes. Our daily lifestyle, our practices can indeed affect our temperament, emotions, and behavior. It is a very critical emotion. It is very critical, as mentioned, sorry. When we reward ourselves with bad or unhealthy things or healthy habits, we're unintentionally choosing bad choices. Even doing it periodically could cause us to have an addiction or bring on addiction. Some characteristics of addictions are overwhelming compulsion to keep doing that which is bad. You consistently cannot get yourself to stop doing the bad thing or choosing the wrong bad foods or unhealthy foods. It's very overwhelming, it takes over you. The need to increase the amount. You decide to have treat yourself once a week for working hard with a chocolate bar, and next thing you know, you are starting to reward yourself twice, or the chocolate one bar is not enough. You probably will be having two. And it also, a characteristic is the dependency. When you withdraw from it, you tend to suffer. Like cocaine addicts or alcoholics, they go through a really bad suffering stage when they're letting go of this addiction. And also, another characteristic is the detrimental effect to yourself and society. You know that eating unhealthy foods, fatty foods, can cause you to eventually gain weight, causing a obese BMI, which can also cause a stroke or heart attack, and you continue to do it. So these are the characteristics of an addiction. And you can also it could also be a detrimental effect to society, like probably taking a certain drug. You know that can affect you mentally and cause you to go mentally insane, and in turn have to probably be on the streets, being a mentally disturbed person, so, and tormenting the society or the people in your neighborhood. So like we mentioned before, our everyday activities or choosing bad choices or addiction can definitely cause mental and physical health issues. Let's take a look at some of the everyday habits or choices that we make that can cause addiction, like alcohol. We know that alcohol can affect you physically and mentally. Physically, it could harm your intestines, your stomach, your lungs, your kidney. And mentally, you are not yourself when you're an alcoholic. You don't think properly. You cannot make, right decisions, proper decisions. You cannot rationalize what is right, what is wrong. We also know that nicotine is addictive. Smoking, we see that the mayor recently is trying to raise age limit, well, have raised age limit of the people who can smoke and not, and where it can be sold. And we know that a lot is being done to stop nicotine from spreading and being sold lately because of all the physical side effects it can have on you by causing different cancers. And we know of benzodiazepines, which are medically prescribed drugs like painkillers and stuff that can cause frontal lobe suppression. It suppresses you and keeps you at bay where you cannot even make proper decisions, and that can be very addictive. Some people like that feeling. We also have cocaine. We know it's illegal, but people do it anyway, and definitely one try can get you addicted. Sugar, we may not think of it like that, but sugar is very addictive. People love sugar, love sweet things, love to have something sweet at all after every meal, or just constantly snacking on sweet things. We know how detrimental that can be to your body, causing diabetes and all other diseases. Can you believe it? But chocolate also is very addictive. People may say, "Oh, it came from a cocoa bean." A cocoa bean is a bean. It's plant-based, but we know, we have found out, research has been done that it has caffeine in it, and caffeine is addictive. And we know that at least 40% of the population is addicted to chocolate. That's 4 out of 10 people. Every 10 people, 4 out of them are addicted to chocolate. Gambling is addictive. People choose to gamble because they think it's fun, but that can get you down the wrong path very quickly. TV and movies is addictive. You sit down and you say you're watching one show or something, and next thing you know, you're up all night watching many shows. It's just something we have come to realize it's very addictive, something we just cannot look past and say it's for entertainment only, but it's something that is very addictive and causes you to just sit around and gain weight and make wrong choices. Video games, we know, is very addictive to all those video gamers. Some people may think that it's not, but it is. When the kids are on there, they don't think, they just get really addicted to the point where we know a lot of children have committed crimes just because they're so addicted to video games and move on to do things that they play on those video games. Competitive sport is very addictive, and so is music. We know music plays a crucial role in us thinking or doing or committing crimes. I've known of this young man who said when he was out there in the world that they would listen to some high metal, heavy metal music and just get their brain going before they commit certain crimes. Just keep it going until they commit that crime, and keep it going so they can get, that high from it after they commit that crime. Pornography is very addictive. We know that a lot of people are addicted to it. Like cocaine, you watch it one time and you get addicted. Cocaine, you take one time and you get addicted as well. So as you can see, our habitual choices plays a huge effect on our ability to be temperate. Think for 5 seconds. Think before you act. Is that choice essential? Is it something that will bring a temporary high or self-gratification? Will it bring a gratifying, healthy, happy lifestyle? You think of that before you make that decision as to what that choice you're making will do to you. There are many stages of overcoming addiction. over here we have the pre-contemplation. This is a stage where people are not very interested in hearing what that side effect of their addiction can cause to them. They don't want to hear it. They don't have anything to do with it, but it is part of overcoming an addiction. And then there's the preparation stage where you plan your changes. You make the change by obtaining resources. You get rid of the triggers. You put in place a support group, so you prepare yourself for making that change, of overcoming that addiction. And there's the action stage. You take action by identifying effective ways to deal with the stress that will come on after you have stopped that addiction. Like we discussed earlier, when you are getting over an addiction, it can cause bodily harm to you, like you will suffer. So you have to plan and identify things that you can that can help you deal with that stress or that suffering in order to move on to the maintenance stage. The maintenance stage is the most challenging stage. It is a process that I believe that is very challenging and can cause us to want to relapse, but complacency takes place, and then we have relapses. And as much as a relapse does not look like it's part of overcoming addiction, relapses, some people take 1 or 2 relapses or maybe more relapses to realize that they are addicted to that substance or addicted to that food or addicted to that thing. So we know that that definitely that getting over this thing, we know that relapse is part of overcoming addiction. And how do we maintain a healthy frontal lobe? How do we do that? We maintain it by guarding all of our senses, our taste, our smell, what we taste, what we eat. We know we don't eat the unhealthy things. What we watch, not watching things we know that will get us addicted. We watch things that will educate us, edify us, and lift us up, and get us to a point of knowledge, not things that are just entertaining and get you addicted to it. We also do watch where we are with smell. Some smells can trigger what you used to eat before, or how you used to live before. We can, our touching, all these are our senses that can help trigger, or we can keep, to maintain a healthy frontal lobe, keep us from going back to an addiction. So remember, a complete abstinence of harmful substances is key to temperance, and moderation in the good things or the healthy things is key to temperance as well. Maintaining a healthy frontal lobe continue. Choosing what we watch, like we said, only exposing our minds to inspirational materials, our choices of the right foods, avoiding unhealthy things, studying God's word to strengthen our intellect, communing with God through prayer, and also some things that we can do to help us maintain a healthy frontal lobe and keep us temperate in our everyday choices are like walking, cooking, reading good books, exercising. This gives you high pleasure. Keep encouraging these little things every day to participate in positive changes. So, brothers and sisters, I just want to encourage you to know that the T in our Start Now acronym is very important. Temperance is something not much people think about when wanting to have a better relationship with God, a spiritual enlightenment. But temperance is very, very, very inspirational and very, very important because it helps us have a better and wonderful experience and relationship with God, where we know that at a certain point you have to stop. At a certain point, you just have to say no and choose not the wrong things. So I want to encourage us to always remember to be temperate in all things, to that way our relationship with Christ will get stronger and that we too can encourage others to be temperate in what they do. Thank you very much and have a good day.